Now let's see what's happening in Congo. Artisanal miners in the Democratic Republic of Congo say they are struggling to make a living owing to a global decline in commodities prices. And low commodities prices have battered DR Congo since last year, forcing mining companies to suspend operations and shedding thousands of jobs.
Congo, Africa's largest copper producer, is heavily dependent on the mining sector, which together with its smaller oil industry accounts for 98% of export earnings. Last month, the country's Chamber of Mines announced that the mining sector lost at least 3,000 direct and 10,000 subcontractor jobs since commodity prices began to tumble last year. As commodities slump forces big mining companies to slash costs globally to reduce high levels of debt, artisanal miners have as usual stepped in, risking it all to make a living amid Congo's economic crisis. These workers at a former industrial open mine site in Kolwezi are part of tens of thousands of miners who work in the mostly unregulated artisanal mining sector.
We go to the market with a sack full of minerals, which weighs between 150 and 160 kilograms. But when we try to sell to the Chinese, they weigh it at 60 kilograms, and we are forced to sell it at a lower value.
The government scaled back its 2015 growth estimate to 7.7% from more than 10% because of low metal prices. It expects growth to rebound to 9% this year, while the International Monetary Fund predicts 7.3% growth. But very little of that growth can be felt on the ground.
There is a lot of talk about the abundance of natural resources, but the reality is that people here live in poverty. So you have to wonder, who benefits from all these profits, and where do they get these profits from? We can see that the profits from mining here go to other provinces, to other countries, and other continents. It's not fair. We're fighting for justice.
The boom in mining in Kolwezi has led to the mushrooming of small shanty towns near mining sites where markets sell food and other necessities. Vendors here say the decline in mining activity has led many to fear for their future.
There's been a lot of changes in the whole city. There's no enthusiasm for business. There's been a disruption in the way we do business because mining is the lung of Kolwezi, and that's what most people depend on.
Analysts also warn that the mining sector could be dealt another blow amid growing political risk as the presidential election set for November is likely to be delayed.
And in Libya, oil guard brigades who control Ras Ladouf and Es-Sider, two major export terminals closed since 2014, are working with the Unity Government State Oil Company and preparing to reopen closed fields to pump crude again. The spokesman for Ibrahim Jataran's PFG forces did not give any details of whether that would include reopening the two ports soon. Starting shipments there would restore a potential 600,000 barrels per day of crude export capacity. Militant attacks, fighting between rival factions, and strikes have kept Libya's oil production at around 350,000 barrels per day, or less than a quarter of its output before the 2011 revolution that ousted Muammar Gaddafi and began years of instability. And that's it on the program. Thank you very much for watching. I'm Chimize Obiwagu.